How's it going, guys? I hope you are having a wonderful day, that you are enjoying your Christmas and New Year's Eve, New Year, and that you are just as excited as me to enter this new year and to just start fresh and plan those goals, stick to them like super glue, and get rid of debt. So I'm going to be very honest with you guys here, and I plan to continue to do that with all my videos. It's a little embarrassing, but we're all in a different journey, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate, and I'm sure a lot of people want to get rid of debt as well. So what better way than to be vulnerable and hopefully help other people not feel ashamed, because the first step to getting debt free is attacking it, is looking at the big picture and not avoiding it. So I know I can do this. I know my husband can do this. We can do this together with God. We've made progress throughout the years, but this year I'm just planning to approach it a little bit even more differently, like even more intensely, if that makes any sense. I do want to apologize, as you can hear the construction in the background. They're building another unit next to us, and they're making a lot of noise. And it's supposed to rain all day today, but apparently it's not. So again, I apologize for that. I hope it's not too distracting. Hopefully I'll bring my camera out for the future videos, but honestly, I just wanted to get this ready to get myself in the habit of recording again. So the number we are starting this year with is $76,217.96. Let me say that again. $76,217.96. That's crazy, y'all. But you know what? There's people out there that have it worse, and there's people that have it less, and that doesn't make them any less human or anything like that. It's just the reality. So that's what it is right now. But the important thing is that we are attacking it, right? So of that $76,000, $17,331 are credit card debts. And for loans, it's $58,886.96. Granted, I'm not sure if Steven and I are going to keep the passport that he has. It's a lease, and the lease ends in August of 2027. We are planning to be completely debt-free by 2027, so with the plan that we made, we might be able to pay off the car in that process. But if not, I'm not sure if we're gonna just go ahead and return the car and then just get another car. But if that's the case, I don't want to do the whole thing at the dealership again, because it's ridiculous and we don't need a new car. I don't want to make the same mistake again. So if we do end up returning the car, I would much rather get a car that's already bought and just pay it in cash and go from there. But we'll see what happens, because obviously our baby girl is almost here, and we're gonna need a car that's reliable for many, 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 many years. So, and then we do have another car which is paid off. We bought it from a friend. It's a 2005 Jeep Liberty, so we need to fix that up a bit. But other than that, that will be like my close errands car when I need to go to the store and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll see. But that's crazy, y'all. So I wanted to go ahead and just let you guys know my plan for this year, let myself know, look back on this video, reflect on what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And I hope that you guys can follow along this journey and see my progress. Hopefully it inspires you guys. And whenever I say mine, I mean my husband and me, so it's ours, obviously, because we share an account. So with that being said, I do have 3 different budgets that I work with throughout the year. Reason being is because I've turned into a huge advocate for Excel, and honestly at this point I can be an accountant, but not either way, because like I suck at math and statistics and accounting. But I feel like I've gotten better at it. Like I'm just good at the concept, but I'm not good at it academically, if that makes any sense. Okay, I don't think it does, but anyway, I digress. Okay. So one of the Excels, and let me know if you guys want any of these templates. One of them I actually bought, but the other 2, one of them was free from Dave Ramsey, and then I added 2 tabs of my own, and then the last one I made myself. So anyway, for my first Excel, the first tab, it's called Zero Based Budget Outline, and again, that one's from Dave Ramsey. I'm so sorry about the construction. It's so annoying. Anyway, so in this Excel, basically what you do is you list your gross monthly income at the very top, along with any taxes that you guys pay, if you tithe or if you offer at church. The reason why that's there is because Dave Ramsey is Christian and his principles are centered around Christ, which is amazing because that is something that is very important to involve the Lord in your finances. Then it goes to monthly living expenses, and those are expenses that you can avoid, such as rent, electricity, groceries, telephone, maintenance, internet service, gas, etc. It has a food tablet, or not tablet, food section, and I believe that one's for eating out because the groceries is already on there. So this is like the eating out budget you have for yourself. There's one for transportation, so that would include your actual car loan if you have a car loan, your gas, your fuel that you use, and then insurance for your car. And then there's another one separate called insurance. And this one I put my pet's insurance because pet insurance came in clutch for me and Steven when Jackson got really sick. We got 90% back of our bill, so of our payment, so that was amazing. We have the health, dental, and vision. I included it in this, but technically it comes out of my paycheck automatically, but I just did it for number purposes. We also got AFLAC because we wanted to just have that another layer of protection, although it would have been better to have this as like an employee one, because the employee one you can do like short-term disability, so when you get pregnant or when you have disability due to like something like you get a surgery or something, you get money on top of what the state is giving you. But the only one we would qualify for, since it's not with an employee or employer, is just accidents. So God forbid Steven or I get into an accident and we break a bone or whatever, Aflac will literally pay us for our bills to get paid. So that's good. And then FSA, I do contribute to the FSA for myself, for Steven, and for Amelia. And obviously the medical insurance is going to increase once Amelia's here because I'm going to add her to my medical insurance. Okay, and then it lists your debt. So credit card debt, it tells you, no, just basically it's just one thing. So you would just get the sum of all your credit card debts and put it there. And then your loans, same thing, just get the sum of all your loans and put it there. And then the right side is more for things that are a little bit more recreational, such as entertainment, shopping, sinking funds or savings, medical expenses, miscellaneous, and investments. But you can put your 401k and such right there. And then there's one for like tuition, materials, transportation, childcare. And then so you get the subtotal without this debt snowball. You get that number. And then under that, it tells you what you have available, like basically what's left over from your budget and your income the difference between your income and your budget. And then that number you would apply towards your debt snowball. So towards the smallest debt that you have, credit card debt. And then once you're done with that one, you would take whatever's left over from what you originally had plus what you usually paid on the first credit card, and you apply it to the other one, and so on and so forth. And honestly, that's helped Steven and I throughout the years. As I mentioned in prior videos before, we started with 16 credit cards, so we've gone down dramatically. The next tab within the same Excel is called Breakdown, and it's honestly just me listing every credit card and the loan we have, and the balance, the minimum payment, the date it's due, the interest percentage, and the paid off date. So that way it's just easy to see everything at a glance, and it's easy to update my numbers of the grand total of debt, the grand total of the credit card debt, the grand total of the loan debts, and then together the grand total. I also added a little spot here for subscriptions just to list them, I always have easy access to see that as well. And listed whether it's annual or if it's monthly. And then lastly, I have one for my savings accounts. So for 401ks, for our emergency rainy day fund, which is $1,000, and then the sinking funds, which include Christmas, travel, house down payment, health/medical, a gift fund, Jackson, house improvement and car maintenance, and Amelia's fund and shopping. I think I might condense it a little bit though, because it seems like a lot, and some of that money can go towards more debt, but we'll see. The last tab is just a list of all the the bills that we have throughout the entire month, whether it's the essential bills like I mentioned before, such as rent, electricity, and all that stuff, as well as accounting for groceries, fuel for gas or fuel for the car, and then donation slash church offering. I did not include our fun slash dining out money on here, but once I have that total, so for example, our total is $6,691 a month. That's the number I would need if I would eventually get to that point where I can save 3 months of everything I need for essentials. That would be my number. So $6,691 I would need a month to just be okay with all my bills paid, plus groceries, plus fuel, and plus church offering. The second Excel that I go by is more of like a tracker. This one, you list basically all your bank transactions on here, and you have, when you first set it up, you have categories, just kind of like the other one. You list all the checks that you get, the expected and the actuals, and then you list your bill names, your subscriptions, your expenses, your savings, and your debt. And then once you pay off each thing, you track it inside the spot where you put the bank transactions in, and it automatically categorizes it, and it lets you know whether you're on the budget, if you're over, if you're under, etc. And with that information, it automatically does charts for you for visualization, and so on and so forth. This is the one that I bought online. I think it was like $10 maybe, if anything, but it's lifetime access, so I would definitely recommend to get that one. And it comes with YouTube tutorials if you need help with that, so I would definitely recommend that one. And beginning next month, I will start to just show you guys the raw numbers, the data within each month, but I'm just giving an overview of what we are planning to do and what we already do. And then the last Excel that we do, I'm just checking on time. The last Excel, I named this one, this is the one I made, it's called Checks Breakdown. And so Steven gets paid weekly right now since he works with an agency, and then I get paid bi-weekly, but that may change when Steven gets officially hired at his job. So just remember that a lot of things might change throughout the year because life happens and things change. So just make sure to always look at your finances at least once a week. But if you have like 5 minutes throughout the day, you can at least just track everything that you're spending on there too. Another thing is I have an app called Rocket Money. It's not sponsored, but Rocket Money, if you want to sponsor me, you can. And we do pay $7 a month for it, but we see it more of an asset than a liability because it's helping us just keep in mind everything. So our bank account doesn't have that feature where usually bank accounts do. It tells you, oh, this is the amount of money that you spent this month on shopping, on food, on whatever. But Rocket Money does, since it links to our account. So the last Excel, like I was speaking about, this one breaks down our checks. So for example, in January, we have two for sure. For the pay period, I have to break it down by pay period because again, we get paid on different dates, so it's a little hard to just do it all at once. So for example, the first one is, I'm so sorry, they're so annoying, the 2nd of January and the 16th of January. And then the reason why I put till the 16th is because the next time that we get paid is on the 16th. So I just want to make sure that every bill before the 16th is paid on time, because if you don't account for those bills, then that's where the negative fees start to accumulate, and you don't want to get negative this year. We are not going to be negative. So Steven gets paid on the 2nd, and then I get paid on the 9th. And then we might get paid for me for disability. I just don't know when, but I'm gonna get paid because my baby is due next week. And then Steven will get paid family leave. Since he just started his job, he can't take the full 8 weeks just yet. So he's planning to just do 1 week. And then later on, both him and I are gonna take it like next year, probably like in August or something. But I counted for that. And then I just list Like I mentioned from the other budget, you know how I listed every single bill with the date? It's just easier for me to extract that information and just place it in this one. Because if not, then I had to scroll through my phone and see, okay, my credit card bill is due this day, and it's so much work. So this condensed it and made it so much more easy and streamlined. So yeah, I would add anything here, and I add the date next to it just so I can double check. And then I make sure to add the sinking funds that I mentioned at the beginning of the month, so it's out of the way. I'm paying myself first. And yeah, and all of those credit card payments I put in red so that way it catches my attention. And I put like we mentioned in the beginning, any extra money, you put it towards that. So that's basically it for the breakdown of what I do every month, and mostly like every week, if I'm honest. If you guys are interested in seeing the full breakdown, I can do a video of like my numbers so you guys can compare it to your numbers. But like I mentioned, this is a year we get rid of debt, so I hope that you guys can join me along in this journey, and I already set that goal, and in Jesus' name it will get done. So I hope to see you guys soon, and if you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.